basically being alive was giving me acne. This is the one thing you need to buy if you are on Accutane. The thing is, I don't like the way my skin looks. All right, hello everybody, my name is Ruby and I cannot believe I am filming a video without wearing makeup right now. A small short personal bio about me. I love sunsets, long walks on the beach, and fixing my mild yet consistent cystic acne that I've had for over a decade now. No, in all seriousness, I love all things vintage, whether it be clothing or interior design. I recently got a kitten named Gus. Normally I live in Brooklyn, although I am currently living at my parents' house in Texas because I am in between jobs. But that is not what you came here to hear about, right? You're here because you want to hear about my journey on Accutane. This is my first video. It is my 1 month update on my Accutane journey. Today is my 30th day on Accutane, so I feel like this is appropriate. I will be sharing with you guys some before and after pictures as well as progress pictures from over the course of this month. I'm going to tell you about my side effects. I'm going to talk about my mental health on the drug as well as the products that I'm using that I like that are helping me with the side effects that come with Accutane, which are pretty inevitable. If that sounds interesting to you, keep on watching as I'm going to talk to you about my journey on Accutane thus far. I want to clarify also, I am currently taking Myorisan, 40 milligrams a month. That's what I took last month, and that's actually what my doctor prescribed for me for this upcoming month as well. So I want to tell you a little bit about my skin prior to being on Accutane. Just for context, I'm 24 now. I've had acne since I was about 13. I started having really bad cystic acne, so like under the skin, painful red bumps. Specifically, most of my acne is concentrated into this part of my face. I'm really lucky. I actually don't have a ton of problems usually on my cheeks, like in this area. Rarely do I have anything on my forehead. I usually have like blackheads on my nose, but I kind of feel like everybody does. So my main problem was that I always had these flare-ups around my face, or around my chin and around my mouth. I would pretty much always have anywhere from like 3 to 7 or 8 cysts on my face at any given time in different stages of, you know, being brand new up to being, you know, healing on their own. I also suffer from a lot of hyperpigmentation caused from these cysts. It wasn't always an aesthetic problem for me. It was more that my zits were like hurting my face. Like the big thing that I would do is I would ice my acne, which part of that was it was red and inflamed and the ice would reduce the inflammation, but also it would be so painful that I would want the zit itself to be numbed. Okay, so what increases my acne? Dairy, processed foods, gluten, soy, hormones / menstruation, stress. So basically being alive was giving me acne. So I want to talk about my initial reaction to Accutane because I feel like the first week my body really reacted to this new drug that I was putting in it every day. So within the first couple days, I had a couple of headaches, which I just sort of powered through. I knew that that was one of the side effects that was a possibility. The third day I was on Accutane, I went on a walk and it was the middle of the day. At this time, it was the end of August, and I texted, so like, thank God it's sunny. And I just walk, I put myself on because I can tell before it's 19, but it's really important that you wear sunblock when you're on Accutane because it really affects your sunburning ability, skin sensitivity, sun sensitivity. It majorly affects your sun sensitivity. So right away, I got a sunburn. My skin is super sun sensitive right now. I recommend wearing a ton of sunblock. Duh, so does your doctor. Everyone says that. You should do that whether you're on Accutane or not, to be honest, right? Like we all know that. We should all be wearing sunblock. But for real on Accutane. My second week, I did get a yeast infection, which is a side effect that can happen on Accutane. I do think it was caused by my Accutane. It was only the second time in my life that I've had a yeast infection, but I mean, I woke up and I was like, oh, this is what that is. I reached out to my doctor. I didn't even have to go in, and she just prescribed me a pill, which made my yeast infection go away in a couple of days. I didn't expect that to happen, but as soon as it did, I like looked it up online, and I saw that yeast infections can happen when you're on Accutane, which okay. I'd like to add yeast infections to the list of awesome things about having a vagina. Anyways, not this morning, but maybe it was yesterday morning, I woke up with, I split the side of my lip, which was something I've been trying really hard to avoid because I've seen so many people mention that, and it's painful. I mean, I've cracked my lips, the sides of my lips, in the winter months as well. I just put Neosporin on this part of my lip and then super duper lather on the balms on my mouth. Yeah, but that is not fun, so I recommend trying to be ahead of that if this is a journey that you take. I definitely have dandruff normally, and this is another thing that I've had dandruff kind of on and off the majority of my life. It's usually something that I can fix with just a dandruff shampoo. It usually gets worse in like the winter months, and it's never really like that big of a deal. It's just something I've had to work on. However, my dandruff went crazy during this month. My hair has been, I mean, chunks of skin were flaking off of my scalp. It was really gross. I feel like I just made some flakes come down just now. I'm in the process of like trying to fix that symptom. I'm not gonna zoom in and show you my flaky scalp. You might be able to see it in some of the progress pics. Yeah, I'm just dry all over. That's the main takeaway. I do want to talk a little bit about my mental health. So one of the major risks on Accutane is that you can experience some depression, some suicidal thoughts, anxiety, things in that ballpark. I would say that I, especially at the beginning of this month, maybe I was a little bit more irritable. That also could be that I'm living with my parents again and I've just reverted to my 16-year-old self. But I do have to say I haven't experienced any especially dark thoughts or anything that's out of the ordinary beyond living through a pandemic and like the entire world seeming like it's just this apocalyptic dystopian existence. So other than that, my mental health has been pretty much okay, at least that would be how I would characterize it. Okay, so the sun is changing, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about some products that worked for me and some that didn't work for me. So the lip balm that is hydrating enough for me is actually not a lip balm at all. It is called lanolin. So lanolin is nipple cream, actually, so it's for breastfeeding mothers. One of the things I actually really like about this is that it is safe for a newborn baby to be like ingesting if it's on, you know, a mother's nipple. And I like that because I feel like with chapsticks or lip balms, you end up eating a lot of it. And so I always like to try to know that whatever I'm putting on my lips is something that I won't have to feel bad about ingesting. I'm gonna put some on right now. This has been a game changer. If you only buy one thing based on whatever advice I'm giving you, this is the one thing you need to buy if you are on Accutane. And then before I jump in the shower, I will dry brush, which I dry brush about 3 times a week, I'd say. It's not quite every other day, but the way that you dry brush is you brush towards your heart. This is awesome. If the 2 things that I would tell you that you need are lanolin, this is number 1, most important. And then number 2 would be get a dry brush and dry brush all of your flaky skin off before you jump in the shower. I wash my face with Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser. This is, I feel like everyone uses this for the most part, or there's also the CeraVe Gentle Skin Cleanser. I frequently buy the store brand. Like I love the Target version of this. It's just a really mild face soap that is not scented or anything, so it doesn't really bother sensitive skin. Highly recommend that. And then I wash my hair. My favorite dandruff shampoo, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not, but I've had dandruff on and off most of my life, so I don't use Head & Shoulders. I don't think that it doesn't work for me. I think it is really stripping for the oils in my hair. So the shampoo that I like to use is the Neutrogena Tea Gel, which the active ingredient is coal tar. Before I was on Accutane, using this like once or so a week was really helping me maintain my dandruff. And I've been using this frequently since I have been on Accutane. And then when I'm out of the shower, what I do is I use the Welletta Skin Food Body Butter. This is a great product. I'll show you. It's super thick and creamy. And then it also comes with, this is another product I had used before through Welletta, the Skin Food. This I am testing out as a moisturizer because I'm not super happy with the face moisturizer that I'm using right now. So I will update you next month and I'll let you know if this ended up being a product that I like on my face. The thing is, I don't like the way my skin looks. So I don't take a lot of pictures without makeup on. I don't have a ton of before pictures that are like amazing, but I'll show you some pictures of me with makeup on where you can see that my skin is super broken out. I don't think a lot of people realize that I wear as much makeup as I do because I'm covering up so much acne on my chin. I filmed this clip on my first day of Accutane. As you can see, there's a lot of hyperpigmentation and cysts surrounding my chin and mouth area, but there's pretty much no acne anywhere else on my face. I filmed an update about halfway through the month as well, so I'll add that clip in here. I am on day 15 of Accutane. You can see that I am a little bit broken out on my chin. I have a few cysts. There's like 3 cysts right here. Those hurt. No fun. I've been picking at whatever this is in between my nose and my mouth. I'm the worst. And then I have like a cyst up here and one over here. Just some under the skin pimples that are also not super red right now, so you can't see a lot of them. But this is pretty typical for me. I would say before I was on Accutane, which was 2 weeks ago, this is pretty typical for me, like some cysts around my chin and then a few other blemishes across my face, just sort of consistently, no matter what I did. This was just sort of like what my skin would look like, depending, it didn't matter what I ate or what topical treatments I was using. But once I was about halfway through this month, I actually started getting really more consistent about taking my progress pictures. I wasn't awesome about that at the first half of the month. My skin started getting really flaky and really just super dry. It felt dry first, and then it started like peeling everywhere. And it especially was peeling in places where I have like healing little areas, and it would just like sheets of my skin would peel off. And I'll confess, I pick at my skin, and so I was pulling sheets of my skin off my face, which is gross. My lips also got really chapped. Like overnight, I just woke up one day and my lips were so chapped. As you can see, I went through some major breakouts this month, to be honest. Today, I woke up this morning with the best skin I've had in 10 plus years. All right, so this is not actually any sort of acne. This is called a port wine stain. It is like some sort of popped blood vessel, which I've had since I was a toddler. So as you can see, I definitely have some activity on my face. There's some guys growing out over here, which is a little unusual for me. Some stuff over here. There's nothing really that's like active though on my chin. These are all healing, which is wild for me. This guy's alive, of course. There's 2 boys right here that are kicking. Ouchies. If you can see on my nose too, you know how I said that my nose got really bad and like blackheadsy, but now it's, I mean, I think on screen you can kind of see that there are still blackheads, but it's better than it was. Take my word for it. Here's my forehead too. You can see the wrinkle that I'm trying to avoid that's coming in full blast. Yeah, so that is where I'm at today. Oh, that is the wrong way. My main takeaways from this month, yes, there are definitely a lot of side effects that come with Accutane. I'm already pretty much convinced that this is something, a journey that's worth it for me. I will be posting more of these videos. I'm gonna try to do them every month. I'm supposed to do Accutane for 6 months, so hopefully this series will go on for a little bit longer. Please subscribe if you like this video. I also have a lot more other videos following a lot of different topics, like more in the direction of clothing and interior design. Sometimes I have pink hair, so I have some videos on my pink hair as well. If that sounds fun to you, please subscribe. Or if you're just curious to see how my Accutane journey goes, please subscribe as well. If you are thinking about going on Accutane or have gone on Accutane or are currently on Accutane, please comment below. I'd love to share stories with you. If you have any tips for me too, I would love to have some new products to make my life easier, or any recommendations, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you are having a wonderful day.